Hello and welcome to another weekly wrap-up. We have each read 2 books this week, just like the last previous weeks. I've read 2 non-fiction.
I've read 2 fiction.
And we're just going to jump in and then see what we thought of it. Shall I go first?
Yes.
Okay, so on my TBR, I mentioned the Daily Stoic. Now, it's a little bit of a cheat, and I'll tell you because I haven't actually finished it.
Right.
Why? Is because you're supposed to read a page every single day.
Yeah.
Now, I mentioned, kind of no one's going to do that. They're going to, you might start off, but after a while, you're going to kind of forget about it and then, sort of smash it in a month's go. And that's what I'm planning to do. But I have read up until the end of March, and I think it's fantastic. I think it's great. I mean, obviously, some of them, there's 366. They call it Meditations on Wisdom, Perseverance, and the Art of Living. So they're little just pages of advice and wisdom from the Stoics.
Excellent.
Now, what I really like about it is it's got, for instance, March 15th, it's got the original quote from, this one's from Seneca, so it's the original quote from Seneca's book, and then obviously that was written, 2,000 years ago. And then after that, so you've got this bit's the original quote from Seneca, and then underneath it, you've got the kind of modern translation of kind of what they were on about, which is so helpful, especially if you're not, the most confident in old Greek translated English.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. Now, I don't want to spoil many, but I'll read you the first one from January the 1st. Well, I won't read it all, but basically, it is all about when you going through life and stuff, you have things that you can control and then things that you can't. And basically, they're teaching, I think it's Seneca again, teaching that you have to, there's a skill, there's an art to working out which ones you can control, which ones you can't control, the benefits of not bothering about the things that you can't control. So if something's out of your hands, you just have to let it go and just see what happens. And the moment that you learn to kind of let that go, if it's out of your power, you'll be happier, you'll just be more free. That's kind of on the gist of everything in here. Obviously, there's lots of different topics and different kind of pieces of advice, but the Stoics definitely had an interesting way of living, also with kind of pessimism, but not really bad pessimism, kind of helpful pessimism. And if you just do a YouTube search on the kind of Stoics and Stoicism in general, if you're interested in kind of tackling life a little bit better than you might already be doing, such as myself, I think it's definitely worth the go. So yeah, I haven't finished it.
No.
But I wanted to kind of wrap it up on the video, and maybe I'll do it in, New Year's next year.
Time. Yeah,
I'll
really
kind of check in. But so far, if it continues as it is, spot on.
So stars so far.
Far, it's good because it takes no time to read it. It's a page a day, or as I say, if you catch up with it. It takes no time, so at the moment, it's like a good 4 or 5 stars. I'm going to say 4 stars at the moment.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to be a little bit more, harsh on my reviews.
Yeah.
But no, it's just a great read.
That's excellent. Great. Well, the first one that I did, which was on my TBR, and I was really looking forward to this one. The Girl Before. Now, this is it's quite a good book, but the thing is, a lot of people compared it to 50 Shades of Grey in that sense, and that kind of put me off a little bit. In that bit, but it's not actually that much. Yeah, there's some similarities because the guy that it sort of tells a bit of the story about is kind of like that, but not. It is better. But I rated this 4 stars.
Okay.
Only because it didn't really capture me in the way that I want a book to, but it was really good. So basically, it follows 2 people. Emma from the past and Jane from the future, from now, basically. And what happens is they're both looking for a flat or a place to rent in London, and they come across Falgate Street. 1 Falgate Street. They have this chat with the estate agent that shows them around, and she then tells them that they've got to apply for it. Emma is with her partner. I don't want to give too much away whether she remains with her partner, but they both go through a similar journey. And this house has got rules. and you have to fill out a massive questionnaire about if you want to give up everything you have, like all your stuff, basically your life, to live in this house which an architect has designed. Now the architect is a bit weird. That's probably why it had the 50 Shades of Grey sort of thing, but it doesn't involve whips. That's one thing that I will say, it doesn't involve whips. So basically it goes on following the two stories, but one thing that I will say, the girl before, Emma, dies in that house. That's not a spoiler, that's just what happens. And the whole thing is Jane's trying to work out why that happened and if that same fate's going to happen to her.
Oh.
So it is a really good book. It's well worth a read, and I really liked it.
Yeah, awesome.
So yeah, that's
awesome. So what was the stars again?
4 for
4 star. Okay, cool. Right, so next, quite a short one, Jonathan Pye, Off the Record. Now, I was really looking forward to this one, as I'm a big fan of his Facebook videos and YouTube videos. They're both the same videos, not different videos. But basically, it is, if you don't know who Jonathan Pye is, you can Google him. Basically, he's the actor Tom Walker has created the character Jonathan Pye, and he's this very angry news reporter, which he puts his efforts in to kind of exaggerating the public and personal persona that we all do. Right, so he always starts off his videos with him reporting, and he's all very to do and proper and professional. And then as soon as the camera cuts, he just launches into this rant, which he does in every single video, and then somehow manages to keep it fresh and funny and just relevant and great. So this book is constantly taking the mick out of itself, which I love. I love kind of that breaking the fourth wall style, satire comedy, which you don't really see that often, especially in books. So it's 10 chapters. Each chapter starts off about a politician or world leader, for instance, or king. For instance, is like David Cameron, Theresa May, King Henry VIII, Margaret Thatcher, Kim Jong-un, whichever one he is. And basically it starts off with telling you a little bit of a background without boring you. So it starts off with a background, and no matter how much you know about this person already, it just doesn't get boring. Especially like King Henry VIII, it's so jokey, set out as if it's going to be about history, and then it completely switches it and then starts making up jokes about it. And then he says in the book, if you want to know about King Henry VIII, go read a proper book and stuff like that. And he's kind of funny, and then there's lots of relations between lots of for instance, with Donald Trump, everyone's calling fascist and Hitler, and then there's a chapter on Hitler and then the differences between it, and all that. Although that sounds like obvious and all that funny, it's so cleverly written, and I just thought it was great. It's only short. It took me about 2 days to smash through it, and there's some great little pictures in there. I don't really want to spoil it, because I think if you're into politics or just into it's a great educational book, for the sense of, if you're not into politics and you hear a lot of people talking on TV or making jokes, if you watch comedy panel shows about politicians, and then you're like, why do they take the mick out of that person? This book tells you, and you're like, it's all true as well, apart from the jokes obviously, but it's all based off the true things that they've done, and then you kind of like, oh yeah, Tony Blair is not very nice. Yeah. It isn't very nice, but no, I couldn't recommend it enough. This is a full-on 5 stars for me. Just because it was short, but so, packed full of hilariousness. And considering that all through the book, it's very self-aware, calling itself rubbish. No, it's great. And was it funny? Because sometimes with books, people say it's funny, and then you very rarely... Genuinely, I find it hard to laugh on books. Me too, absolutely. I kind of found it hard to laugh at kind of anything. Yeah. That isn't myself. But honestly, no, there was plenty of... I wasn't... Don't get me wrong, I wasn't crying with laughter and stuff, but there was plenty of have you seen this? There's plenty of jokes like that. Yeah. But it was so worth the read. Excellent. I thought it was brilliant. Cool. Yeah. That's really good. Now, the next book I have read this week is by Cara Hunter, and it's a D.I. Adam Foley thriller, which says to me there's going to be a lot more, which I hope there is. This is so cleverly done. I haven't read a book like this, and that says something. We read a lot of books, and I haven't read one like this. It was a 4 and 5 stars.
And I'll say that first because it was amazing.
Yeah.
So someone took Daisy Mason, someone you know, close to home. And basically it goes through, and also I found quite neat because I haven't seen a book what takes it more from the first person of the actual DI. So that was quite new to me.
Yeah.
Also, this book doesn't actually have any chapters in it.
One long read, is it?
They kind of, yeah. But the way the chapters are split up is by the tweets about the case.
Oh, right, yeah.
About the girl that's gone missing. She's a young 8-year-old girl. And she goes missing at a family barbecue. And there's so much speculation about her parents. Her mum seems just awful. She doesn't care. There's a little brother in there as well. And it's just full of twists and turns. At the ending is fantastic. And because nothing is what it seems. And it takes you on this massive journey. And the tweets are so perfect. The way it's done, the way that people speculate. People obviously, when a child goes missing, they speculate the parents, and that has consequences in there from them doing that. And it's just amazing, like the front as well. It's really clever. So yeah, the chapters are broken up with what I could guess. The chapters are broken up by the tweets. I'm just trying to find some more. And also little snippets of newspaper clippings. As well, and also there's a lot of police interviews properly done out in there,
like a transcript of the interview.
So it is so amazingly done, and that's why it was 5 stars. She has got another one coming out in July, which that will be on like straight away. I cannot wait for that. But it's so clever, and if you're into crime and stuff but really like a twist, because I get so bored with twists, really, because I'm just like, saw it coming. I didn't actually see this coming. I really didn't. And it's kind of like a happy ending as well. But you do hate a family, kind of. It's not all what it seems, but it makes you hate people, like people, and stuff. And the DI as well, because some of it's taken from first person from him. He's really likeable. He's really down to earth as well. Some of his own language is in there, the way, because he's clearly from like the north or something. And it's really well written, but it's great. It was a proper good reading. I can't wait to read it again. I'm going to read it again. But it was really, really clever. So there you go, 5 stars.
5 stars. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching. I think the next video we've got to do is our April TBR.
Yes.
Which has come around quite quick, but we've got some really good books on there. I think I haven't seen yours yet. I have. No. I've got some good books on there, which I'm excited. I'm excited. So yeah, thank you for watching.
That one will be coming out on Thursday.
Yes, it will, yeah. So yeah, thank you for joining us. If you haven't seen any of our previous March videos, do go and check that out and stay tuned for future videos, obviously depending on when you're watching this. But yeah, thanks very much, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.